Hey folks, thank you for tuning in for my Tuesday night update. I hope you guys are doing great. Oh man, started off rough. But yeah, this weekend, I with my resolutions, I let go of my resolution this on Friday because John had some family over. His nephew, they're deploying him to Japan for 3 years, so they had like a final. They did this. They had like a farewell party, So on Friday we went to Temecula to have drinks with them, and it's like, well, screw it, it's a special occasion. I'm not going to see him like in 3 years or until like we go to Japan, which it's not going to be. It's not going to be anytime soon, you know. But so I had some drinks with the family, and the next day, we did our Simpsons podcast. We talked about the golden years of the Simpsons with Isaac Sagastuma. He's an animator who's done shows for Fox and HBO Max. And if you guys haven't watched that podcast yet, that episode, you can stream it on either on Facebook or on YouTube, and eventually it's gonna be on Spotify as well. So hey Joe, what's up? What's going on, buddy? But yeah, like, you know what? Even though I messed up my resolution this weekend, I'm still on it, like on Monday I prepped my meals. I bought like a rotisserie chicken from Costco, because I didn't want to cook any chicken because I was feeling lazy. It's like, but I got the rotisserie chicken, I shredded it and made some salads for work. And yeah, it's been going pretty good. I also been doing the beet juice, what's it called, the beet juice drink, and that's going pretty good. I mean, on Monday was a little rough. It was too pulpy, but yesterday I made it where it had more lime juice and more like less of. I think I put less cucumbers this time around, but it tasted pretty good this time. And I added some turmeric, so I'm still doing the cleanse. Is it a cleanse? I don't know. I'm just doing that so I could get my blood pressure back, in control. Because right now it's not, I'm taking medication, so it's kind of like normal, but I want to get off of the medication because I don't want to take medication, for the rest of my life. If I get it down and not stop medicating myself, so I can get my blood pressure down, like that's going to be a win for me. This time around for like losing weight, it's because more it's well, it's always been for my health, but like I don't want to die of a stroke, man. Because that's the problem with if you have high blood pressure, you run the dangers of having a stroke or your kidneys failing. Like they pop because there's so much pressure. So I'm still sticking to the straight and narrow right now, and yeah, I'm still planning to be as sober as long as possible. But yeah, that was my weekend. And also this weekend, the world could have ended this Saturday too. Did you guys hear about that underwater volcano that went off on Saturday? It was like a magnitude 4, and I was hearing people talk about it, and they said if it was like a magnitude 7, that would have been it. That's global changing event right there, magnitude 7, and we got a 4, and we got ripples. We got like the residuals here in Seal Beach, and in Santa Cruz. It was like a tsunami. It wasn't as bad as it could have been for a level 7, but it was still pretty big. It made you think that your existence on this planet's pretty like fragile. Like Mother Nature could like it could have been like again like a level 7 or eight, or like I don't know if you guys know about Yellowstone. They have like this volcano over there, and it's expected to blow. They don't know when, but once that blows, we're kiss your ass goodbye. I know it's pretty depressing, but like this happened during the weekend, and it's pretty incredible. Um, think about being in, like, remember not remember. Have you heard about the story about Pompeii and like that explosion? Like there's like a museum where like the people who were close in that town in Pompeii, they're basically like frozen, like in how hot and how hot that explosion was. They were like frozen. Have you seen that? Like they look like statues. So that's pretty trippy. But yeah, so thank your stars that we don't have this. Like that's not how we're gonna end. That's not how the planet's gonna end. But another thing that could potentially hurt our planet is tomorrow we're getting an asteroid is zipping by Earth, and it's pretty close. They say it's like the size of the two Empire State Buildings, and it's very, very, very close to like to hitting us, but there's just enough where like it's just gonna graze past us, and I like it's like just imagine like if something if they calculated wrong and it hits us, that'll be that'll be it, guys. Yeah, like here, like listening to this story reminds me of that movie that we watched, Don't Look Up. So yeah, tomorrow, Don't Look Up. Like I hear like you could actually like see this asteroid pass by, and like I think you have to be like in the high, like where there's like no city lights. And I also heard like I think the moon might also like uh not make it possible for you to see it tomorrow. That's what I heard on the news today and on the radio. But yeah, it's like two big two big things that are bigger than us happening in our in a little planet, and it makes you think. Not to sound cheesy, but yeah. On another note, this is like a lighter this is a lighter story, and it brought a smile to my face. So it turns out like Weird Al Yankovic is having a biopic, and the guy who's going to play Weird Al Yankovic is Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe. So he's going to play Weird Al Yankovic in a biopic that's coming out like in the next 2 years. So it's going to be fun because like Weird Al Yankovic, he's like writing it and somebody else is directing it. So it's going to be his life story, how he became this parody singer that he's pretty like he was really popular in the 80s with like Eat It and I'm Just Fat, and Amish Paradise that came out. Amish Paradise came out in the 90s. It was like rip on Gangster Paradise. And I remember in middle school I owned the Bad Hair Day, and that was a really popular album for him, that album. And yeah, it's crazy how somebody made a living just parodying music, and it was like just his quirkiness, his personality, and how he incorporates the humor in his music. It like there's nobody else is going to be like Weird Al Yankovic like at all, like in the success. And like yeah, like he's part of like I'm glad that we're going to have a Weird Al Yankovic movie. I did not expect that to happen, and I'm glad it's happening. So yeah. uh but yes, like on another note, on a personal note, tomorrow is my father's birthday. Would have been his birthday. Would have been 65 if he didn't pass away this November. So yeah, like I was talking to my mom today, and I asked her if we were going to do anything to commemorate my dad's birthday tomorrow. So what we decided is that we're going to get In and Out tomorrow for dinner, because that was his favorite burger, and he was like burger and hot dogs and carne asada type of guy. And so we're gonna have some In and Out for dinner tomorrow to commemorate my father. And yeah, just like on another personal note, I didn't tell anybody this, and not even John or my mom, but last night I had a dream about my dad, and when I woke up, it was very it made me think about, like, I was like still in the dream, like on the way to work. I turned off the radio. I was just like reliving that dream. And in my dream, it started out weird because dreams are like dumb. So like I was getting chased by these vampires that were chasing me like in Norwalk, and they wanted to kill me for some reason. And I was running to my house, and I go to my old elementary school in Morrison, and I jumped the gate, and it was like the future, and it was empty. It was like as in like the school was closed, and I run through the school, and I jump through the barricade. And for some reason, when I start running towards my house, I started thinking, is like I started using some magic, and I went back in time to back to the 90s to hide in my parents' house back in the 90s, so I won't get caught by these blood-sucking vampires. And but what the trippy thing is, when I go in the house, it's kind of like I was like back to the way I looked back in high school. I had hair and I was chubbier, and I go through my parents' door, entering the house, and it was like what it was back 20 years ago before they did the remodeling. And my whole family was there. My mom was there. My dad was there. You're like younger, fit, he's healthy. And they were having dinner. They were making ceviche. And I came in there and just I knew in my dream, I knew that my father passed away. And I was like seeing my dad alive again, like, because I went and traveled back in time for some reason. And, I told him in my dream, like, because we sat down to have dinner, knowing that there's like vampires chasing me, I looked at my dad knowing what was going to happen in the future, and I told my dad like that I loved him, and because like back in the day, we didn't tell each other that we loved each other, like it was just kind of like you just know. And for me to say it like back when I was a teenager to him in my dream back then, it was a big deal, and it touched his heart. And then like I woke up, which kind of sucks because I wanted to stay in that moment with my dad, and I was feeling a whole bunch of ways like on the drive on the drive to work, and I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, I think I had that. I was thinking about. I was like, why did I have that dream last night? It's so weird. It's like, oh, it's because tomorrow is my father's birthday, and my subconscious played this thing on my my memory, and yeah, there you go. So I wanted to share that little piece of a little personal stuff that's going on with me dealing with my dad's you know, passing. But you know what? Let's as I promised, if you guys watched my promos, like I said that I was gonna play you guys the Simpsons clips because we were having some technical difficulties last Saturday playing the clips, but we decided my buddy Manny and me we should do it for the update, and that's how we'll end our update just by watching some Simpsons clips and just talking about some Simpsons episodes. So if you guys want to comment as we watch these clips, please do so. And like whenever you're ready, Manny, like we'll watch it and we'll relive the golden years of The Simpsons. So this is like the first clip. This is from the Tracy Ullman show. So it's like a 2-minute clip, and like the humor's like it's raw. It's pretty raw. But whenever you're ready, we'll watch it together, guys.
This way to the monkey house, everybody.
Can I have a peanut, Dad?
Shut up and pay attention.
All I asked for was a measly peanut.
Don't sass your father, Bart.
Yeah, Bart.
Now over here we have the typical monkey family. Just look at their stupid antics.
That's weird.
Hey, man, I know just how you feel.
Here, monkey, 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 monkey.
The guy who
Dad,
plays
don't tease the monkey.
Homer,
I'm just funning with him.
he said that
Hey, monkeys,
when he voiced
want
this
some peanuts?
version of Homer, he did it as Walter Matthau.
She's right, Homer.
Ah, come on. Where's your sense of humor?
Yeah, they look pretty different.
Right on, dudes.
Pretty raw. Yeah, that was
Just think.
that's
sitting
one
right
of the
here at
that was one of the
generations
48
Simpsons.
clips.
What a
of The
nightmarish
Simpsons.
concept.
Bart!
And
Homer!
What?
Leave it
this is
be!
like another one right here.
Lisa!
Homer!
What?
Leave her be!
Yeah, Homer.
Bart!
Homer!
What?
And the
See,
beat
it kind of seems like
goes on.
Grandpa Simpson stayed the same. He still looks the
Quit
same,
squeaking that toy.
Don't shove Maggie. She's just a little baby.
Don't hit your little sister. She's a girl.
Keep your hands off him, Homer!
We can't bicker like this. We're the Simpsons.
You know, the little scamp's got a point there.
Let's all get together and give each other a big hug.
Say, this isn't half bad.
Now let's all forgive each other. Lisa, I forgive you.
Grandpa, I forgive you.
Homer, I forgive you.
And I forgive you, Bart.
Apology accepted, Homer. I forgive you too if you'd use a breath mint.
Are you?
Homer!
Can you pause that, Manny? So yeah, like I was gonna say, yeah, like what I was saying, like the actor who played Homer Simpson, like he said he first voiced the actor, like his voice for Homer as like Walter Matthau, like he spoke like in the back, but as they were doing the series, he said that was too like that was it was too hard for him to keep on doing that over and over again for like 12 hours doing like the voice recording, so he made it more softer. And what Matt Groening said is that what's funny is that like the other characters, like they changed the way they looked. It was like sharper, but Grandpa Simpson kind of still looks the same. And Ariana said, fun fact, I wasn't allowed to watch the show growing up. And you know what? You're not like the only one who wasn't able to watch that show. And when I heard people who couldn't watch that show, I was like shocked. It was almost like they told me they couldn't drink water, And it's like, what do you mean you can't watch The Simpsons, And when The Simpsons first came out, they got in a little feud with George Bush, the first president, like the first Bush president. I mean, it started out with like a letter with Barbara Bush. She wrote a letter to The Simpsons saying that they were like a rude family, dysfunctional. Like she didn't think it was funny. So the creators from The Simpsons, they wrote a letter in as Marge Simpson. So Marge Simpson wrote a letter to Barbara saying it's like, oh, sorry, like, we're just, I can't really remember the specifics, but in the end, Barbara Bush sent another letter saying like, "Oh, it's okay. Like, we love you just the same." But however, George Bush still he was still pushing the feud. So he made this speech during this conservative convention, and he said in his speech. American families should be more like the Waltons and less like the Simpsons. So after that, after George Bush was out of office, they ended up making that Simpsons episode where George Bush moves right across the street from the Simpsons, and that's the reason why we have that episode of the Simpsons, because like the Simpsons and the Bushes, they had a feud going on in the '90s, and the Simpsons had the last laugh because they made an episode devoted how they that was a really good episode. I wish I had a clip about that, but yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes when Bush moved across the street from The Simpsons. But yeah, whenever you're ready, Manny, you could play the next one. Oh, this is Do the Bart Man.
If you can do the Bart, you're bad like Michael Jackson. Everybody, you can do the Bart man. Check it out. Mama, I'm bad. I'm bad.
That was everywhere, man. Do you guys remember the episode where like Bart became famous in the Krusty Show, and it's because he said I didn't do it, and then all his face was like everywhere, and it was kind of like they were just commenting how like the Simpsons, they blew up during the '90s, and when the Simpsons blew up in the '90s, they called it Bart Mania because like his stuff was everywhere. It was saturated, like it was everywhere. Like there was buttons, there was like stickers or like folders, pencils, like I remember having all that shit when I was a kid. In the first grade, like I had the Bart Simpson folder. And what else, like I remember they in the '90s they also had like the Bart Simpson, the Simpsons toys at Burger King, which I think this is the clip for the Burger King commercial. So whenever you're ready, Manny, you could play this next clip. It's from the Burger King.
Watch it, boy. Don't get your clothes wet.
Dad.
Don't! Boy, you little... Ah!
Now at Burger King, The Simpsons, $3.49 each when you buy new mini muffins or any size fries. To give you The Simpsons for
That's
a
right.
peanuts.
That's one hell of a deal. They should do shit like that more often. I actually had a Marge Simpson, and I believe I also had Bart, but I didn't have the whole set of that of those toys. But I remember going to Burger King, specifically to get that toy. Did you guys have that toy when you guys were growing up during the '90s? Man, like something about those cheeseburgers back in the day, because I had like they tasted pretty good. The Burger King, just the regular cheeseburger with mustard and ketchup, fucking good. And do you guys remember the chicken nuggets they used to have? Like the box cover used to come with like these like it was a comic book cover, and they had like the bubbles, like on like they were saying like they were saying something. And they don't sell. I mean, they sell nuggets, but it's not the nuggets from what I remember when I was a kid. But yeah. What other Simpsons stuff did I have? Like I remember the Simpsons talking doll, and I remember one of my cousins got that for Christmas, and he was like the shit. It's like, damn, I want this. I want the Simpsons talking doll. What I did have when I was younger, I had the Beetlejuice doll, which I still have. Where it spins around and it says Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And the other one that I had the Pee Wee Herman doll, and that's the one that I don't have anymore. But I still have the Beetlejuice. It's somewhere over here. But yeah, Manny, whenever you're ready to play I think what's next is the TikTok videos. These are like the episodes that we remember fondly.
Let's just pray this hits the prison.
Smithers, there's a rocket in my pocket.
You don't have to tell me, sir.
Let's just pray.
That's right, Mr. Oh, this
Beer
is the next one.
goggles. See the world through the eyes of a drunk.
This is my favorite one too.
Wow.
You're charming the pants off of me.
What did you say, Aunt Selma?
I said, take off those damn glasses.
It's one of my favorite episodes. Like I remember, like take some of these, and some of these. It's like, thank you, doctor. It's like, oh, I'm not a doctor. And another famous quote from that episode is when Lisa starts tripping out, and she's like, It's like with the magic show, like the light show, and she's all like tripping out, and she's like, "I am the Lizard Queen." That's a fun episode, man. Uh, and that was the episode where like Homer couldn't go because he got food poisoning because he's eating this giant sandwich. And one of my favorite quotes from that episode too is like 2 more feet and I could fit it in the fridge. And when sometimes I say that line to John when I like he wants to throw away something, it's like I don't know, it's just like fucking Simpsons, man. Like they have great fucking lines. And yeah, you could play the
Let's
next
just
one.
pray this hits. Okay. I cannot see you for the next 5 years, for I will be farming the ocean floor.
I must finish this letter quickly, for I have only 4 minutes to live.
3 simple words. I am gay.
Homer, for the last time, I am not putting that in.
And any time I hear the wind blow, it will whisper the name.
Oh, that's very good, Lisa.
P.S. I am gay.
Yeah, like I remember watching that when he said I am gay. I thought like I lost my shit, hearing like a cartoon say that. It was like it was like over the top, it's like I was like that type of humor that I remember. And I don't know, like it doesn't feel like the new Simpsons do that anymore, like that kind of humor. It just seems more like they go for the gags. And if you guys want to hear me talk about like the Simpsons in more depth, just check out our last episode of of Casually Christian. I talked to an animator about it, and we had a great conversation. You guys need to check it out. But yeah, whenever you're ready to play the next one, Manny.
Fine.
I don't want anyone to
They
give
can't
her
do
a
this
hard
anymore.
time
This
just
part.
because she's different. No jokes, no taunting. Look, that kid's got bosoms. Who's got a wet towel? Come here, you butterball.
Don't make me run! I'm full of chocolate!
Dad, I'll be fine.
I don't think they would be able to do that today. I think that's too it's too mean, I guess, And yeah, they're like what Deb said. You're right. It seems like they're too PC now, and I don't know. It just seems like they lost something, and what they lost was their soul. But if the Simpsons, when they eventually do have the series finale, I will check it out because just to close off, that universe which should have been closed a long time ago. I'll definitely check it out. I don't know. Would you guys check out the last episode of The Simpsons? But yeah, whenever you're ready, Manny. I think this is the last clip, and this is one of my favorite episodes because of the critic, Jay Sherman.
Mr. Sherman, I understand you have 2 Pulitzer Prizes.
Well, it's not like I carry them around with me. Ooh, it's so hot in here. Oh, look, here's my People's Choice Award. 5 Golden Globes. Where's my Emmy? Thank you.
Yeah, well, I won the belching contest at work.
Fucking rude.
Very nice, Homer.
Wow, how many Pulitzer Prize winners can do that?
Just me and Eudora Welty.
That's great. That's fucking gold right there. That's one of my favorite episodes. And James L. Brooks hated this episode. That's the episode that James L. Brooks started to separate himself from The Simpsons, which is really sad because that was really good. But yeah, let's see what Deb says. One of my favorite episodes when Homer goes to the insane asylum and meets Michael Jackson. And yeah, that was a really good episode. And I don't know if you guys know about the factoid, but he was just the voice. And when he was singing, they brought like a singing double to do the voice because I guess he didn't want to do it, not because they weren't paying him, But yeah, like if you guys didn't know that, that's what they did for that episode. And another thing, and this is controversial, they since the whole Michael Jackson documentary that came out like 2 or 3 years ago, they removed that episode from Disney and I think Hulu if they're still streaming it, but they removed it from all the streaming platforms because the producer said they watched the documentary and he's removing that episode indefinitely. So yeah, that episode only lives in like DVD collections or in your memory. But yeah, Well, anyways, guys, thank you for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this on Facebook, please remember to hit follow. And if you guys could go on YouTube and hit like and subscribe and smash that notification bell to catch the latest episodes of Casually Christian, we'll greatly appreciate it. And please, you know what? We have a goal right now on Spotify. We're trying to reach 50 subscribers on the Spotify. Right now we have 4. You know, we're going to get there. We're going to get there soon. So please help us meet our goal of 50 subscribers, and you know, that'll really help out our platform on Spotify. Please share it with your, you know, your family or friends, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so right now, since you have the QR code right there in the corner. Why not? But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you on Thursday, and you know, barring if any asteroids hit us tomorrow, you know. So anyways, enjoy the rest of your night. Bye, guys.